Christy Noem left the dogs at home, took a little trip to Israel on our Memorial Day, which happened to coincide with Jerusalem Day. Guess which one she prioritized?
Very disrespectful, very disloyal.
Very disrespectful to the country.
Very disrespectful to our beautiful veterans who died so that you would have the freedom to go and lick the Wailing Wall.
There she is at the Wailing Wall. Wrote a personal note. That's the tradition. Just note into the wall there.
So she doesn't care about our veterans, folks. That's what we have to say in one voice.
Israel and God's chosen people, we stand with you. That's what her note said. Mike Huckabee puts out an absolute pleasure to welcome Secretary Noem to Israel, particularly on the eve of Jerusalem Day. The U.S.-Israel alliance is strong and steadfast. The United States stands with the people of Israel. Now, what was most fascinating to us about this story is the reaction. You can scarcely find a positive comment on this. And most of the people who would be following Mike Huckabee are MAGA. They're MAGA. They do not like this shit. And now it seems like with the atrocities growing every day, this is really coming to a head. Hey, Grok, can you define the word traitor? I am in the U.S. I do not stand with Israel. You're posting this nonsense on Memorial Day? Why is the American DHS head going to Israel? It's not the fucking homeland.
Right. Homeland Security.
Exactly. And this from Red Pill Media. Doesn't get much more MAGA than that. Christy Noem won't be in America commemorating Memorial Day. She will be in Israel performing Talmudic rituals for Jerusalem Day, occupied nation. You see, this is the thing. When you build a movement whose central premise is America first and nationalism, they're not really going to dig it when you keep kowtowing to this Middle Eastern country full of a group of people that a lot of your base historically doesn't like. Sooner or later, the contradictions are going to come to a head. You know when they're really going to come to a head? When they don't get those jobs you promised them. When they don't get that drop in inflation you told them was coming. When they don't get that drop in house prices. They're putting up with this up to the point that they think it comes with the deal.
Or when their kids get drafted to go fight Iran.
Or when forget about it. So here's another post. This is coming from the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. Now, you would think if anybody would be supportive of this, it would be people who follow that account. They're promising live coverage of Secretary Noem's visit to the Western Wall. Seriously? Is our whole government compromised? Fuck Israel. Today is Memorial Day in America, yet our Homeland Secretary is in a foreign state. Both of them need to visit inside Gaza. Americans are waking up. A Native American nationalist. There was a time not that long ago when these two seemed like decent people.
When was that? When she threw her dog down a pit and shot it?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons I included this is, hey, man, these are not libs.
Right.
These are not libs. This is a Native American nationalist, self-described, saying, who's had it with this shit. So here's a little bit of her at the wall and some of her comments here.
Heartbroken for the families that just lost their loved ones in America, but all of those in Gaza as well that have experienced tragedy. And what happened on October 7th was horrific. And may we never have a day like that. And Hamas must be defeated.
Yep. Yeah. And in America, she's talking about the embassy workers. So this is Megatron. MAGA account of good standing. Border Patrol Christy Noem paid her dues today at the Western Wall in Jerusalem before her meeting with Netanyahu. As you pointed out, we discussed this. She's not the first. A lot of them have done it. And a lot of the chatter about this in MAGA is, Yep, that's what they have to do. That's what they have to do. They all have to go bow before this foreign power, go into that wall. It's strange that she hasn't done it yet. I thought it was a prerequisite for working in the US administration. She's a sellout. We know how she got that job. Don't call her duck lips for nothing.
Yeah.
Fully compromised. She's not an American anymore. Wow, Trump's base, man, they're into this behavior. Israel just massacred dozens of children. This is a retweet of Sarah Wilkinson, who shared that horrific video that's going around. American politics is a Jewish humiliation ritual. Yeah, I feel safer already, don't you, Keaton?
Yeah.
Knowing that Israel's out there inspiring this kind of thought. So Noem met with Netanyahu after visiting the Wailing Wall. Noem tells Netanyahu he's doing a great job in Gaza, has full U.S. support. And just because I don't want anyone to sleep tonight, this is what this bimbo discussed with Netanyahu.
Minister's team had a conversation afterwards with us that they don't remember a bilateral meeting that was quite that candid and direct, and about how we really felt about the importance of Israel, our support for Israel, but that this negotiation was critically important too. We're on a short time frame here as well. We aren't talking weeks and months and years before President Trump will make a decision on what's going to happen with Iran. They've been given a very short time frame, a matter of days, and I asked the Prime Minister to work with President Trump to make sure that we were making wise decisions together.
I told him we're going to put down Iran like a dog, like a dog that's out of control on the farm. Yeah, no, this is who you have going and meeting with her fellow psychopath, Benjamin Netanyahu. And according to Noem, Iran has days to come to an agreement with the Trump administration. So we've been hearing a lot of noises about the Trump administration trying to resist Netanyahu's enticements to start a full-blown war with Iran. Not according to what she's saying. Now, who knows? It has been suggested, and I think there's probably some truth to it, that Trump is such a lazy, fat piece of shit that very often the crew around him tells him what they want him to know. And that's the basis by which he goes out and says things like, I don't know, Putin never did this before. It's like he's gone crazy. It seems like they might just limit the flow of information to him. So who knows what they tell him? Who knows how in charge he actually is? But the idea, based on everything we've seen today, of what a deranged country this is, certainly worthy of as much scrutiny from psychologists and sociologists as Nazi Germany has gotten over the years, Daryl Cooper's claims to the contrary notwithstanding, of how people got this way, how this society got this way. If you look where we started, we showed the 2 interviews with those Israelis. I mean, that's cultish. That's cult. I feel chills here. You can just feel the energy. There's a genocide going on right next door, and that is a blindness that's very typical of deeply indoctrinated people. That's like Scientology, man, where the whole world sees it one way, and you think that you're getting clear, right? You think this is a cult. It's a death cult. And it's a death cult that has the world's most powerful military on a string, man. And they are trying to get us to start World War III. And I got to say, the odds are in their favor at this point from everything that I'm seeing. The idea that Trump was going to be the person to shut this down, as soon as he put Huckabee in there as the ambassador, kind of told you it's probably not going to go down like that.
Well, you're going to find out sooner than later. We have heard mixed things, and obviously now you have this latest statement from Kristi Noem. You have to wonder, what was the point of sending a delegation there? Was it simply symbolic, or was it to establish some strategy moving forward in the coming days vis-a-vis the Iran negotiations? Because, it was looking for a minute there that Israel was going to basically strike Iran anyway, despite our insistence that not only we shouldn't, but perhaps they shouldn't, which would, of course, dictate reasonably the logical thing to assume based on that is that were they to attack Iran, they would essentially go it alone. It's kind of hard to believe that that would be the case, like if they actually did it. So who knows? Who knows? But we send Huckabee there, we send Noem there, and it obviously got the reaction that it did. That's not surprising at all. Not surprising
on
at all.
Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day, that's the other thing.
Because Trump's base, look, I mean, we're cynical. Trump's base cares about those kinds of symbolic.
Yeah, they're very
gestures.
jingoistic in that way. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. The idea of her going particularly to the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
On that day. Yeah. Yeah. You're not reading the room well, or they really don't care. Like they think, we just keep selling them meme coins and sending people to seek out. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly an expenditure of political capital, I would say. Maybe they feel like they can get it back somewhere else, which they probably can. But, that last piece of video makes you really think, okay, well, what happens when this passes a point of no return? Do we back Israel or do we not in a military confrontation with Iran? Now you talk about getting people upset because, what happens if it's World War III? If World War III means we have to go fight, which means you're asking MAGA to send their kids to fight Israel's war. They're going to like that? They don't even like this. They don't even like you going and taking a picture with them. Hey, thanks for watching our video. We're currently raising money to produce our documentary film on the Uhuru movement. Go to givesendgo.com/do dissidents to chip in.
Every dollar you give goes towards the project. We do not take any kind of salary on these. We mostly live on Gatorade when we're on the road, so even solid food is iffy, just enough to get by. But we do not take any pay for this. Every dollar actually goes into what we need to shoot the project. The Uhuru movement is a subject that really deserves more exposure. Everybody heard about it through the court case, and that was an important thing to elevate. But they've done incredible community work demonstrating a different way that is socialist and not dependent on the government at the same time, which a lot of people don't even realize that still exists in the tradition of the Black Panther food and education programs. And to show there is such a strong community like that with such strong leadership is really important, particularly at this historical moment.
Yeah, so we're really excited about doing the project, but we need your help. So go to givesendgo.com/do dissidents to chip in. Thanks very much for your support.
Please clap.